Hello guys, this is Joshua Horse. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm doing a review for just the Justice League movie. But before I go, if you've realised that the quality isn't the best, that's just because at the time while I'm recording this, my camera's for some reason not working, but I still want to upload some videos. So hopefully you're okay with this. I'm just using my phone for this. So overall, so I'm doing a review for the Justice League. I got this film today. I've watched it today, and it's good. It's a pretty good film. I don't get all the hate that's put onto it. It's a good, enjoyable film. Considering it hasn't had all the reasons it hasn't lead to a successful, great film, I thought it'd be a pretty good film, and it was a pretty good film. Can't really argue with that. But, so, let's get the things that I liked. I really liked the cast. I thought everyone played their characters perfectly, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the cast. Ben Affleck was really good. Henry Cavill was Superman, because as you can tell, I'm pretty sure they advertised in the trailer or something, but Superman does come back alive, which I'll tell you my thoughts on that later. And Gal Gadot's, of course, great as Wonder Woman. The actor who played as a cyborg, I forgot his name, but he was really good. I really liked him. Ezra Miller, I think it's Ezra Miller, the name of the person who played Flash, but he was really good. It was pretty good. I found him quite funny and enjoyable. But anyway, so the main plot of this film is this guy who I've forgotten the name of. That shows how good, how disappointing the villain is. But there's this evil guy I've forgotten the name of, I think, and he's trying to collect these 3 cubes that have magical power to them. Control the cubes and basically destroy humanity. So in terms of that, the plot is quite bad in my opinion. The plot is very weak. It's kind of just there, and the villain's not very good, because instead of the fact that I can't even remember his name, it kind of just shows he's quite a disappointing villain. Here's the thing, he does what he needs. He's not a terrible villain. He does what he needs to do while he's on the screen, but when he's off screen, you forget about him. So, yeah. He's just quite a disappointing villain. You don't know his backstory or anything like that. They don't give you a reason to really care about the villain, so of course you don't really care about the villains like you do with the cast. So, yeah. Of course they bring back Super Hitman in this film. It was... we kind of knew it was going to happen. I'd much rather if Batman v Superman happened after Justice League, because it just kind of didn't really make much sense, considering they were fighting at one point. 2 seconds later, oh, we're friends, then he's dead, and he's trying to bring them back. I just think it's a bit... I understand it with the plot, but I just felt like you should have probably done Batman v Superman after this film, as if there's a disjoint relationship or something, and yeah, that's what kind of drives that film forward, because this kind of just feels a bit forced in, because they need to have Superman because it's a Justice League film, but it wasn't terrible at the same time. I knew it was going to happen, so it was fine. One thing that did annoy me though is Green Lantern. I kind of wanted him to be in this film, but at the same time, I'm not sure how it would have worked. I haven't seen Ryan Reynolds' 2011 Green Lantern. Apparently that's a good thing. So, yeah. So I haven't seen that portrayal, but I just feel like they should have kind of had him in there. He is a member of the Justice League. And I kind of was a bit disappointed that they didn't even have him in the film. Yes, they teased potentially putting Green Lantern in the film, because when they do a flashback of past of the main villain's past and what he's done in the past, he's killed Green Lanterns, not the Green Lantern, but he kills people with the green ring and the power. So it lingers into that idea, but I felt like it wasn't that big of a really there. Just kind of it feels a bit flat. Kind of, it's just like, oh, that universe exists, and not really do anything with it. I would have liked it if they put, instead of giving, because they gave, for the 3 cubes, they gave 1 to the Amazons, one to the men underwater with Aquaman and stuff, and one to men. I'd much rather instead of give one to men, they give one to the Green Lanterns. So you can get Hal Jordan in it, and you can do stuff like that. But that's just my personal opinion. I hope they do a sequel of this, because it's a good film. That's just my overall thoughts. And I would really like it to kind of put Hal Jordan in it, because I can definitely, although apparently the last film was terrible, which I haven't seen, I do at the same time see potential in the idea of him being this fun kind of character. But at the same time, like, you've got to think, will he suit the film? Because at the same time, I'd much rather them not have him in it if it's not going to suit the film. But that's just my opinion. So let's get to the things I didn't like. First of all, a basic Henry Cavill, not the performance. The performance is great, but the problem is he was doing another film, while filming this film. So, and his other character needed a moustache, so he couldn't shave it off. So they did some like CGI over it, and it looks. It's weird. In some scenes, it looks absolutely awful. Like, it looks terrible. But in other scenes, it looks bearable. But in other scenes, it looks really bad. I've noticed it looks especially bad when he's in the Superman costume. But when he's not, it does look quite bad, but it's bearable. But when it's Superman costume, it's unbearable. And you gotta think, how was I feeling? Because the film starts with an old recording of Superman before he, of course, died in Batman v Superman. And your first interaction, your first sight on the film is literally that terrible CGI. That doesn't give you a good sign or anything like that. It just was like, okay, I'm a bit worried about this film. The CGI is clearly, it's so off-putting. So, yeah. But although I quite liked this film, because although the villain isn't the great and stuff, but although the villain isn't the best, it was still bearable, and I really thought, although another complaint is that the action isn't that great, in my opinion. The action isn't bad, it's decent, it's just not that huge, cool, epic action you want from the team-up movie like Justice League, which is basically DC's Avengers. So you kind of want a bit more, but then at the same time I understand why they didn't do that, because they would get complaints for being too similar. So I kind of understand it, but I just felt like they should have done something more. Although I liked how they got you to know Cyborg really well. Like, you could really understand him. And I thought the special effects on him wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. I thought it was alright. And I really like how they show sort of what has happened to him. And then the fact that he's pretty much isolated. So, like, the rest of the world thinks he's dead. Literally, after this experiment. So I like the fact that they kind of gave him a bit more of a character. Flash, I thought, was pretty funny. He was very funny in this film. He did feel important in this film. Because someone said he didn't feel important when I was watching a review on YouTube. Even if it's just small things, he is very important. He does do some really good things that make him a hero. So, yeah, he's probably one of the weakest in terms of what he does, but he's probably one of the more entertaining superheroes. And the actor they chose was great. He was very enjoyable. They gave you a brief story of what happened to him. Where he got hit by lightning and it made him go really fast. He of course was in that situation as a child where another speeder killed his mother, but his father got the blame for it and he's in prison, and he's got to deal with that kind of disjoint of a relationship because he's in prison and stuff. And it's a very compelling character, but the origin story I don't think quite lived up to that. But I felt like when I watched the first few episodes of The Flash, I felt like of the Flash TV show, I felt like it did it better. But this was alright. It created that kind of set boundary for it. But overall, though, it might sound like I don't like this film. I do quite like this film. It's just a fun movie. I really enjoy the team ups. So, like, I'm actually Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg teaming up. It was quite cool in that sense. I thought this is pretty cool. It's pretty enjoyable, and you can tell that kind of function as a team. So overall, though, the only character I don't think really got as much time to shine was Aquaman, and he does feel like he has some time, and it makes me think that I want to see his movie. I like the fact they started to blend into the idea that he's kind of a bit more of a comedic character. I feel like I have a feeling they go more into that in the the Aquaman film, for what I've heard, because it makes sense. He's literally a character that can talk to fish. How are you gonna make that serious? He's like, okay, listen here, fishy, kill them. Like, how are you gonna make someone talking to a fish serious? No, you have to have fun with it. You have to kind of say that it's a pretty comedic character, because if you do it like that, it just won't work. If you try and make Aquaman a serious character, even though he can talk to fish, it doesn't really. So I understand that, but overall, it's a fun film. Get to see these superheroes team up, and I enjoyed it. Overall, though, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's quite a good, really good film. It's better than Batman v Superman, which I thought was a good 6 out of 10 film. And this gets a 7 out of 10, so I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It doesn't quite live up to the standards of huge blockbuster superhero team up, but considering I kind of have mixed thoughts on the film, I wanted to watch the film because I was getting back into DC. But considering that, and I didn't have huge expectations for it, I thought it was going to be good, I end up enjoying it. So overall, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know what you thought of this film. Subscribe to the channel, and yet turn notifications on so you never miss a video. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.